Hi everyone, so today we're going to learn a little bit about colour tones. So we're going to learn about cold colours and warm colours, and the way we're going to do it is to draw this really pretty tree, and we're going to divide it up so that one side of our tree is all warm colours and the other side is cold. We used chalk and paint to do our ones. But if you don't have those, you could use markers or colouring pencils, oil pastels, and paint is really good as well. And the only reason we use chalk is that when you're using chalk, you can smudge it together to get this really nice blended effect. So I'm going to show you, this is my one, and this is Millie's one. So she did a beautiful job of hers. Luke tried it as well, but I think this might be one for the older kids. He found it a little bit hard, but he still did a pretty good job of it. He rushed it a little bit, but he did do a good job, and he had a little bit of help too. So I'm going to get started on mine. The first thing you need to do, I don't know if you can see that, is trace around a plate, or you could use a compass or something like that as well. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to get started. So I hope you can see this because I'm using a pencil today and not a marker. The first thing you want to do is draw like a wiggly line about a quarter of the way up your page. And then you're going to start at the top of your circle and you're going to draw an S
like
this.
yin and yang.
Kind of like a yin and yang. And you could always think of it like that as well, as that yin and yang. The yin and yang symbol is always opposite, so you'd have warm on one side and cold on the other. Okay, so we've got our S done, and we're going to start to turn this into a tree. So I'm going to come down hard on my pencil, which I don't usually do, but for this it's a good idea because you want to be able to see your drawing underneath your chalk. So this is the start for a tree. And then I'm going to give it a branch on that side like this. Often when I'm doing trees in class, people think they're really hard. But all you do is you start with a branch and then you put little branches coming out of it like this. So I'm going to do all the branches on the right side first, like this. And as I get down to the bottom, I'm going to do one kind of a skinny branch here. And I'm going to draw a little bird. So my little bird is going to be a circle with another larger circle and a little tail and a little beak. And I don't have to worry about that until later on now. I could just leave him be. So now I'm going to go over onto the other side of my tree. Now, we decided that on the warmer side of our tree there would be leaves, but you could do flowers, or you could leave it blank if you wanted it just to be warm and cold colours. It's up to you. So all I'm doing now is I'm drawing in my branches. Now I'm not going to put as many branches on this side because we included a swing in ours. So just to let your swing get it drawn in, you're going to do a curved line and another curved line so it looks like it's blowing in the wind, and then you're just going to draw a little skinny rectangle off it like that. Okay, now we're going to get down to colours. So for the left side of our picture, we've gone with oranges, reds and yellows because they make you feel warm when you think about them. So that's how we do our warm colours.
That's an oil pastel.
That is not an oil pastel.
Oh.
So what you do is you colour with your chalk, if you're using chalk, right to the edge of your circle, like so. So I'm going to do red about a third of the way down. See the way you can still see your branches? And then I'm going to do orange about a third of the way down, maybe a bit more. And then I'm going to do yellow. And then we get to do the fun bit, which is why my fingers are so dirty. So you are going to smudge your chalk in. Now I know a lot of the art shops are still open and taking orders online. They might have closed for a bit, but they will be back open. Cork Art Supplies is still taking orders. And there are a few others. So if you don't have chalk, you could order them, or I would say give it a go with markers or paint. So these, you can see our warm colours are all nicely blended. So we're going to do our cool colours next. So I've gone with a dark blue, a light blue and a green. So it's kind of like a minty green so that it does look a little bit cold. So again, I'm going to start the same way. So on the other side of the tree, I'm going in with my chalk about a third of the way down. And then I'm going in with my pale blue. And again, I'm not really taking care except not to go outside the lines at the side.
You can rub it out anyway.
You can, yeah. So if it gets messy, don't get stressed out. I know sometimes when we're doing chalk in class, kids get a little bit stressed out when it goes outside the lines, but chalk is so easy to rub out, and even if it gets on your clothes, it comes off really easy. Okay, I'm going to smudge. So,
and you can put hairspray on it.
You can put hairspray on it to stop it from smudging more. And if you don't like the feel of getting the chalk on your fingers, because I know some people don't, you can use a tissue to smudge it too. So you don't have to worry too much about getting your hands dirty. Okay, so that's our main part of it done. Now we need to start our painting. So in my palette, I have some black paint. You can use marker though if you want. The only problem with using marker on top of chalk is that sometimes your markers won't work afterwards. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go a little bit quick on this one, just so you get the idea. So I'm just going to fill in the bottom. Sorry, Millie.
It's okay.
I'm breathing all over, Millie. Okay, so I might just do one side of it so you get the idea of how to do it. Okay, so when you fill in here, you want to make it look grassy. So we're going to do tiny flicks going up the way. So this is our warm side. So we might have longer grasses on the warm side because the sun would make it grow, wouldn't it?
Like in this one.
Yeah. And then, I'm going to do this really quickly. Try and get it as dark as possible. I won't, but you will. It's going to be shorter grass because
it won't be as much.
It's not as warm. Then you're going to fill in your tree trunk, the one that we did at the very beginning. So if we do our big S the whole way down, and you won't be rushing, so yours will be amazingly neat and tidy, but I am rushing so that I can fit this into the video, so it's not as neat as I would usually do. Okay, so we've got that much done. Now we're going to do our branches. So I'm going to go in on this side first and hold your brush high, and you can get a nice point onto it.
You can put water on to make the edges like pointy.
Yeah, because what Luke and Millie found was that trying to get a narrow bit on their brush was difficult. And even though we had really skinny brushes, sometimes it's hard to be neat with paint. So what I always say is if you can put your pinky finger down on the page and hold your brush up high, you'll get a really narrow tip, like this. Okay, so I've got that side, they're all a bit even. I'm going to need to have a bit of a longer one over here, I think. That's better. And then I'm going to do my little birds. Do you remember I painted them? Or I drew them in? Give him a little beak. So he's in now. Make him a bit neater. And then over on this side, I'm going to start with my swing. So I'm going to do my rectangle here. And then narrow lines, so we want to go nice and high with our brush so we get a point in it. And then you can make the branches on this side more curved so they look different if you want. So it's not very neat, but it's just so that we can get them done quickly. And then what we also did on this side was we added lots of leaves because it's summertime.
Just do little dashes.
Little dashes, just push your brush down. Now obviously if you do this with a black marker, it's going to be so much neater. but because I'm rushing, it's not as neat. And then the last thing we need to do, I'm sorry, I'm going to rinse over here, clean my brush, is we have some white paint in our palette. Thanks, Mel. And I'm going to do a moon over on my coal side.
You can draw this in if
White chalk, and white chalk will work very well for this as well. So if you want to do it with white chalk, or if you just want to leave it when you draw it in first. And I'm going to put some stars. And then we're all finished. So there's my very, very speedy one. But this is what you want it to look like, nice and neat. And then you can cut that out if you want, but it looks really pretty just on the white page, all neat. Again, if it goes outside the lines, just use a rubber to rub around it. So that's mine. And there's Millie's amazing one. And there's Luke's one. So have fun, guys. And don't forget to share your pictures with us. And we'll see you tomorrow.